Welcome to Legal Video Resource. I'm Jason Weetholter. In this video, we're going to talk about 4 ways that you can back up deposition video to your laptop for less than $300. I have in front of me 4 different devices that you can use to connect your HDMI camera or another device to your laptop and actually ingest or input the video from your camera or other device to your laptop. Now, why in the world would you want to do this for deposition video? Well, if you're already carrying a laptop with you, you could get and have a dedicated backup recorder, like a recorder/monitor that you connect to your camera and you use that to back up with. But if you already have your laptop there and you're using it for other things, you might want to record a second backup or just use the computer alone as a backup recorder. And these 4 devices allow you to do that for relatively inexpensive amount of money. Now, this assumes that you already have a laptop, and it already assumes that you use some free piece of software to capture the video with. But these devices each allow you to make that bridge between a camera and a computer, an HDMI device and something with USB, like a laptop. So let's talk about these 4 devices and how they work. Each of them is under $300. The links for all of them are down below. If you use one of the links to purchase one of these devices, then we get a small commission here at the channel to help support us, but the price doesn't change for you. So let's start with the Magewell USB Capture HDMI. This is a really simple device. It has HDMI input on one side and USB on the other side. The only thing that's a little bit tricky about this device is this USB port on this side. It's a standard USB port. Nothing weird about that. What's weird about it is that this device is an external device to the computer, which would be like your host device, and it has the same port that the computer does. So you're probably not going to find a USB 3.1 standard cable that has this end on one end, a standard USB end on one end, and a standard USB end on the other. And you're not going to find it just at Best Buy or Staples or some other office supply store. You're probably going to have to order it. Now, it's not something necessarily that's proprietary to Magewell. You can definitely get more of those cables from Magewell, but it is something to be aware of that it has kind of a cable that's not easy to replace. So if you're using this as a mission critical kind of device or your only backup, I would get at least one other cable to go along with it. But besides that, it's a great little device. It's really simple. Again, HDMI in, USB out. Once you plug it in, it acts like a webcam or a video input on either of your computers, whether that's a Mac or a PC, on either operating system. Now, I say it acts like a webcam, but it doesn't have the same quality as the webcam that you're used to in the top of your laptop's monitor. It uses whatever video and audio is coming in over that HDMI signal. It uses that to send it to the laptop. So you're actually getting your professional audio video of your deposition video kit into your computer using this device. Now, one limitation to be aware of is that this Magewell USB Capture HDMI only goes up to 1080p. But this is one way to get video into your laptop. And once it's into the laptop, then you just have to use a different piece of software to capture depending on what side of the operating systems you're on. So on the Mac, you can just use QuickTime. Open QuickTime up, boom, this will show up as an input both for audio and video. Hit record, you're done. On the Windows side, it acts like a webcam, so basically any webcam capture software will work. Sometimes the built-in Windows photo software, the software that's actually designed to capture videos and photo from the webcam on your laptop or on your device, sometimes this will work as an input there and you can actually use that to capture. Now, you don't really have any controls as far as quality goes, so that's a little bit, questionable to use. On the QuickTime side, on the Mac side, you do have some control, but if you want some other device or some other piece of software that can control the quality that you're getting, use something like OBS that's free, that's pretty easy to use, and it really allows you to dial in what it is that you're capturing. You can also use vMix or any other number of softwares that will allow you to capture from video input devices. So this is the first way, and this Magewell is right at $300. So you can pick one of these up, but this is one way you can back up deposition video to your laptop for less than $300. The second device that I want to talk about is this Elgato CamLink. And it's very, very similar to the Magewell USB capture HDMI. It has USB on one end, HDMI on the other. You plug in an HDMI source, like a laptop or a camera or some other multimedia device. You connect the USB end to your laptop, and now that video and audio shows up as an input. Again, on the Mac side, it works with QuickTime. So you just open up QuickTime and boom, this will show up as an input. On the Windows side, it's a little more finicky. Not every piece of software recognizes this and recognizes it consistently. So that Photos software that I was talking about before for the Magewell might or might not work to use this to capture. The nice thing is, Elgato provides a piece of software called 4K Capture. Directly from their website, it's free. It's designed to work with this in particular. So on the Windows side, you can simply download that software and use it to capture video coming from this device. You could also use something like OBS or vMix or some other piece of software. The nice thing about this is A, it has a standard USB jack on one end. So you just plug it in your laptop. There's no other cable to keep track of like with the Magewell. And B, this will do up to 4K video. And again, that will cover everybody at this point. That might change a little bit over time as we move to 8K and beyond. But right now, up to 4K video will pretty much cover every single camera out there. Now, if you want to take advantage of 4K, your camera or whatever device it is that you're connecting to this to send video to it has to be able to send video, 4K video, over its HDMI output. If it doesn't, then you're just going to get whatever comes out of the camera up to 4K. But this is the CamLink, and it's only about $130. So it's about half the price of the Magewell. They're both designed really well. They're really compact. And because they're compact, they're pretty easy to lose track of. So make sure you keep track of them. The Magewell is built out of a metal case, and the CamLink is plastic. So that's one thing to be aware of. In the deposition video world, both of these will probably last about the same amount of time because you're usually not too hard on your gear. If you were out on location shooting a lot, the Magewell would last a lot longer than the CamLink would, but both devices pretty compact, have both HDMI inputs and USB outputs, and they're designed to connect directly to a computer and provide video. But that's the Magewell and the CamLink. Next, I want to talk about the Hauppauge HD PVR Rocket. And this device is kind of a hybrid between a standalone recorder and a video input device like the Magewell or the Elgato CamLink. It has HDMI in and out, as well as an audio video in jack that takes a proprietary cable from Hauppauge. The audio video in jack allows you to capture from analog sources like composite or component. So that's kind of a benefit of this. If you're also capturing maybe video or audio from cassette tapes, old VHS tapes, high 8, digital 8, if you're capturing old material from older standards, this device is great because it has the ability to take composite or component in using one of the cables from Hauppauge. Now, it also has HDMI in and out, which is different than the Magewell and the CamLink. The Magewell and the CamLink just have HDMI in, but this actually has HDMI in and out, which allows you to take an input and then loop it back out the output. So that way you can see what it is that you're capturing on maybe another monitor, or if you wanted to connect it to an additional recorder, you could do that. Now, I said it was kind of a hybrid. The cool thing about this is that it's both an input device, so you can connect this to your laptop and use the software on the laptop to capture with, or you can capture directly to a USB mass storage device, like a flash drive. You just connect the USB device down here on the bottom side of this unit, and then you can capture video from the HDMI input to the USB output. So back to using it as a capture device for a laptop, because that's what this video is all about, using this to capture on a laptop. This is about $130, $120, $130. And on the Windows side, this connects to your computer, and then it comes with its own software from Hauppauge to configure it and also use it to capture with. So on the Windows side, this device is pretty much ready to go. You do have to install the software, but it's pretty much ready to go. On the Mac side, it doesn't work unless you get some specific software. And the problem is Hauppauge only makes Windows software, at least right now, but you can get HDPVR capture for the Mac for $30 or so. And that will allow you to capture video using this device to your Mac laptop. It's also only up to 1080p. So it only does up to 1080p signals. So if you have a camera or another device that outputs 4K, you can still use it with this. You just have to output 1080p to this device to use it to capture on your laptop. So Hauppauge HD PVR Rocket, about $150, maybe more like $180 if you're talking about the Mac side and you have to get HD PVR capture as well. And you can probably configure this using the Windows software and use it for different purposes on both Mac and Windows, like standalone only mode. So that's another option to record video to your laptop for less than $300. The last device I want to talk about is the ATEM Mini. Now, there are two versions of this device, the ATEM Mini, which is right at $300, and then there's the ATEM Mini Pro, which is $600. And there are some major differences between the two, but both can do this core functionality of allowing video to go from this device to your laptop. Whether you buy the ATEM Mini or the Mini Pro, both of them have that functionality. So for $300, the ATEM Mini allows you to take video inputs, convert them to USB-C, connect that to your laptop or your device, and on your laptop or device, it will show up as a video and audio input or as a webcam. So just like the Magewell and just like the CamLink, you can pretty much connect this out of the box. HDMI in, webcam out, or USB out to your computer, and you've got video. Now, there is software that allows you to configure this device to do a lot of things, and that's because it's much more complex and it does a lot more than just the Magewell or the CamLink. For example, you can probably see here on the back, there are actually 4 separate HDMI inputs available here. So you can actually input 4 different HDMI devices or 4 different cameras. In addition to those 4 inputs, there are 2 1/8-inch mic inputs. So if you had external microphones that need to be connected for some reason, maybe as a backup, or maybe you're inputting other audio to capture, you can actually do audio from the 4 HDMI inputs plus audio from the 2 mic inputs. Now, this is actually a switcher. So what it allows you to do is choose between those 4. This actually scales all the video inside of it. So you can take multiple different devices that use multiple different formats or specifications. So you can have a 1080p device, a 1080i device, a 720p device. You can connect all of them to this. And the Blackmagic ATEM Mini will actually configure all of those so that they are the same. It will scale them and reconfigure them so that they're the same on the output side. So on the output side, whatever you send to your computer or your laptop or any other device, it will show up as one single seamless source. You can also fade between them, and you can also do downstream keys. So if you want to put a title up or a slide up or something else, you could actually put a slide or a still image or a title across the bottom of the screen using this device. And this device will then output all of that video via either its HDMI output or its webcam output. And the webcam output is just, again, USB. So connect USB to your computer and boom, it shows up like an input. On the Mac side, QuickTime, easy. Just like the other devices, you open up QuickTime, choose this as an input for both audio and video, and you've got audio and video you can capture. On the Windows side, again, it shows up like a webcam, so you can use any piece of software that will allow you to use or capture webcam video. Again, like OBS or Wirecast or vMix, any of those different pieces of software will see this as a video input, an audio and video input. So 4 different ways, 4 different devices that you can use pretty much right away to capture video to your laptop, and specifically capture deposition video to your laptop for less than $300. CamLink and the Magewell, both single input HDMI only devices. The Hauppauge HD PVR Rocket, single input device, but allows you to do both HDMI and AV, so compositor component. The ATEM Mini, HDMI only inputs, but there are 4 of them, and this device has a whole lot of other features. In particular, it'd be great for deposition video and picture-in-picture deposition video, but it allows you to take those different inputs, match them together, do some editing and some effects, some DVRs and some other things. And then it allows you to take that video that comes from this device, plug it directly into your laptop and allow you to capture it, again, via QuickTime or OBS or vMix or Wirecast or some other piece of software. So these are 4 different ways. Thank you so much for joining me today here on Legal Video Resource. If you found this video helpful or interesting, I'd encourage you to click subscribe down below, because as we post new content to this channel, you'll be the first to know about it. Also, if you have a question about something we covered, or a comment, or maybe some idea for something else we should cover in the future, let us know in the comments down below. We'd love to chat with you about it, talk about some ideas, and potentially turn that into new content for this channel. Again, thank you so much for joining us, and we will see you next time here on Legal Video Resource.